If you understand science, there's no way you could be a religious person. False. Nothing could be further from the truth. And I'll admit, back when I was in college, I had my doubts too, because a lot of people were using science against God and against religion and against faith. After doing some research on my own, I realized nothing could be further from the truth. I started digging through history, and I realized some of the greatest scientists of all time were people in the clergy. They were priests, they were monks, they were friars, they were sisters. It's just something we're fed by society that really has no basis of reality whatsoever. The Catholic Church, Christians have never been against science. In fact, the Catholic Church, at its best, has always been strong supporters of science. Wrote down a few examples here for you. We all know about Albert Einstein. We know he wasn't a Christian, but we know he was actually corrected. His theory of a steady-state universe was actually corrected by a Catholic priest named George Lemaitre. He's the founder of the Big Bang Theory. How many times did I hear back in school, oh, what about the Big Bang? That disproves religion. A Catholic priest came up with the Big Bang Theory, and Einstein changed his theory to agree with the Catholic priest. Another name that I heard throughout the years, Gregor Mendel. He's the father of genetics. He also was an Augustinian monk. So, again, religious person and also a scientist. The father of the modern atomic theory was Father Roger Boscovich. He's the father of the modern atomic theory. He was also a Catholic priest. The father of geology was also a priest, Father Nicholas Steno. It's funny how we're saying the father of geology, the father of the modern atomic theory, and they were also a father as a priest. One of the earliest proponents of the scientific method was Roger Bacon. He was a friar. Occam's razor. You've heard that before probably, right? Pick the solution, pick the hypothesis with the least amount of assumptions. Well, William Occam was a friar. So again, another Catholic that was very deep into the faith, so much that he gave his life for God. A pioneer of computer science was actually a nun, Sister Mary Kenneth Keller. And the Catholic Church has been the biggest donor to astronomy for the past 600 years. For 600 years, no one has donated more money to astronomy than the Catholic Church. Also, the electric motor. You like the electric motor? Thank a Benedictine monk, right? Andrew Gordon. He was the creator of an electric motor. So you don't want to get sucked into the trap of thinking it's either religion or science. It's God or rationality and logic and philosophy. What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to tag a friend who uses science as almost like a proof, as an argument against faith, against Christianity, against the Catholic Church. Show them this video because everyone needs to see this, that some of the greatest scientists of all time who've paved the way for modern science today were Christians. They were Catholics, and a lot of them were priests, nuns, or friars and monks. Very important that we understand this. We can't be caught being ignorant. And sadly, back in college, I was ignorant. I didn't have these kind of answers. I didn't know it myself. So when someone said, oh, the Big Bang or evolution, I started getting really nervous and real shaky. Like, oh, maybe, do we really believe, like, is there really an invisible man in the sky, like they would say? No. These great scientists believed in God. In fact, they took vows and dedicated their life to God, to Jesus specifically. Well, there you have it. Again, tag a friend who needs to see this. Science and faith go hand in hand. There's no doubt about it. And these high-level scientists, a lot of times the fathers of these fields, were Christians themselves. Devout Christians. See you next time.